Classroom the Elite second year is one of the best things I've read so far. Like, I really enjoyed first year, but I'm enjoying second year even more, and I decided to now finally start talking about the things that happened in second year, since if you have been keeping up with my channel, I have covered almost everything that has happened in first year, so now I think it's the best time to now start talking about things that happened in second year. Now, obviously, I am fully aware that second year hasn't even finished yet. As of right now, the most recent volume is second year volume 8. However, there has already been an announcement that second year volume 9 will be coming in February. So yeah, the series is still going. We still have a few novels away until we finish second year, and hopefully we do get third year. But today I decided to talk about a certain character that was introduced in second year, because if you have been reading second year, you would know there was a bunch of new characters that were introduced of the series, and one of them being Nanase. Now, Nanase had a very interesting introduction, because not only in a short amount of time did we get to see what her actual personality is and what kind of person she is, but we also got one of the biggest twists early on in the series, something that I was not expecting, and is the fact that Nanase hated Ayanokoji from the start. It seemed like she knew Ayanokoji even before going into this school, and for some reason she had this hatred towards Ayanokoji, and it's something that even Ayanokoji in the beginning had no idea why, as he never met this person before. So in today's video, I am going to be talking about why Nanase hated Ayanokoji from the start, and like always, I am going to be spoiling things, so you're not up to date with the novels or just simply waiting and just wanting to see the anime, then you have been warned, because I am going to spoil things that happen in second year. So with that being said, let's just begin. So like I mentioned earlier, Nanase's introduction was very interesting, because he really just seemed like a very normal person. I know that's very hard to believe considering that we are talking about Classroom the Elite, but that's what she came across by. Like, she didn't want any problems. It was very clear she didn't have like this very egotistical personality. But as the series went on, we started to learn more interesting things about Nanase. Like, for example, in volume 1 of second year, when Ayanokoji is talking to Nanase, in which he asks her what is her opinion on violence, and this is because if you have not read the series, there is actually another character that goes by the name of Hosen, who's actually in the same class as Nanase, class 1D, and he's basically a dictator in that class. It's basically what Ryuen was in first year, except the fact that at least Ryuen did have some people he did care about. Hosen is the complete opposite, whereas he doesn't care anybody but himself. But despite that, he is the leader of his class, and it has shown that he does turn physical whenever somebody in his class doesn't obey him or are fighting back against him. And that is where Ayanokoji asks a question to Nanase as to what is her opinion on violence, in which she responds by saying that she's not a huge fan of violence. She is against violence and she hates seeing violence happening, which is interesting to Ayanokoji, because even though she is against violence and hates violence overall, she still has no problems working with Hosen. He doesn't really know why that's the case. Maybe it's because she realizes that this could be beneficial to her, or maybe she does believe that even though Hosen has sometimes habits of being violent, maybe Hosen is the only person in that class that's capable of being a leader. And that was my initial thoughts at first. I thought Nanase was similar to Hiyori in how she acted and behaved, because the way she acts and her mindset is very similar to how Hiyori behaves and thinks as well. But that all completely changed when, after a meeting between Nanase, Horikita, and Ayanokoji, as Horikita leaves the library after talking about the upcoming exam in which second year and first years are going to have to take a test together. This is where Nanase actually reveals how she actually feels about Ayanokoji, as when she asks Ayanokoji what kind of person he is, he answers back by saying that she's not referring to the relationship between him and Horikita, to which Nanase responds by saying yes, because in reality she thinks that he is an evil, disgusting human being, something that Ayanokoji is very surprised to hear, as this is a very bold statement coming from someone who they probably never met before and he has no history with. But it is very clear that Nanase thinks that Ayanokoji is pretty much an evil, disgusting person for some reason. We wouldn't know until later on, but this is something that really shocked me when I first read, because it clearly shows that maybe Nanase knows more about Ayanokoji. And just to prove how much she did not like Ayanokoji whatsoever, during the aftermath of the fight between Hosen and Ayanokoji, in which Hosen literally stabs Ayanokoji in the hand, not only does Nanase reveal that Ayanokoji has a bounty on his head in which whoever gets Ayanokoji expelled from school gets 20 million points, but when Ayanokoji's hand is literally bleeding, she looks at it but has no shock or is disgusted or even scared as to what happened. It almost seemed like she had little to no care whatsoever as to what happened with Ayanokoji and the fight between him and Hosen. But now you're wondering why Nanase hates Ayanokoji, even though it's very clear that they never really seem to have met, and it's very very clear that there's not really that much history between each other. Well, it wouldn't be revealed until second year volume 3 during the island exam arc of second year, in which during the end there is a fight between Nanase and Ayanokoji, in which it clearly shows us that Nanase is a very skillful fighter as well, something that Ayanokoji also acknowledges, whereas even though she is tired and it's very clear that she's just fighting to her last breath, she is still putting up a good fight against Ayanokoji. However, Ayanokoji is very quick to defeat her, and once she has been defeated, Ayanokoji asks Nanase why was she trying so hard to bring him down, to which Nanase finally reveals that the reason why she hates Ayanokoji and was trying to take him down was because of what happened to one of her old friends. This old friend happened to be the son of the butler, the same butler who took his own life after Ayanokoji's father pretty much ruined his son's life after the butler decided to help Ayanokoji escape the White Room in order to go somewhere else. The butler's son, whose name is Eiichiro Matsuo, sorry if I pronounced that wrong, after not getting the high education that he wanted, he decided to still keep going forward in life and trying to live every day by simply just getting jobs and trying to pretty much have a steady income in order to survive. This person was Nanase's old friend, and Nanase has explained very clearly in the novels how despite him having a struggling life, he still tried his best and to keep moving forward, and every time she hung out with him, she always enjoyed her time. However, one day as Nanase is trying to go to his apartment, as soon as she opens the door, she sees a very disturbing scene as she sees Matsuo having taken his own life. Now, I'm not going to reveal how he did it because we're on YouTube and YouTube is very strict on these kind of things, so just know that Matsuo took his own life. So Nanase, lost and confused, wondering why this happened, why did Matsuo decide to do that decision, she then meets Tsukishiro, in which Tsukishiro explains that if she expels Ayanokoji, then she is going to be able to meet Ayanokoji's father and make him apologize for what he did. However, Ayanokoji, hearing this, realizes this is something that would never happen. He knows his father very well, as he's the type of man who will never apologize to something he does, and then tells Nanase that no matter what happens, he is going to make sure that he doesn't get expelled. He's not going to leave the school no matter what, because according to Ayanokoji, he's not going to waste his butler's wish, which was for him to be able to enjoy life outside of the White Room. He realized that this is something that the butler wanted to happen. He wanted Ayanokoji to experience things outside the White Room, and because of that, he's not going to waste his butler's wish. After hearing all this and realizing that she has no chance to beat Ayanokoji, Nanase tells Ayanokoji that from now on, she is going to help him no matter what. Now she's going to become an ally of him. Obviously, Ayanokoji is not going to believe just of words. He's going to see that through actions, and Nanase probably realizes as well, because she then tells him that he doesn't have to believe her right there and there. Like, she's going to convince him through her actions, and later on in the series, she does try to help him out in many different things, which goes to show us that she wasn't just lying. Like, she is trying to help Ayanokoji in any way she can. However, one interesting thing that has happened quite recently in year 2 volume 8 is that Ayanokoji is starting to suspect that maybe there's more things about Nanase that he hasn't really figured out. Like, maybe there's a secret that Nanase has been trying to hide for a while. Now, of course, this is something that always happens with Ayanokoji, where he's always suspecting as to what's people's true intentions, and it was a very interesting conversation because Nanase clearly in this conversation is trying to tell Ayanokoji that she has no ulterior motives, she's just trying to help him out, and even though he doesn't believe her, she is going to convince him through her actions and what she does. So as of right now, while Nanase is still an ally of Ayanokoji, maybe in the future novels there's going to be more revelation about Nanase and maybe more things that she's probably hiding. Who really knows? I have seen a bunch of theories after this volume has been released about what Nanase could truly be hiding, or if she's hiding anything in general, because there are some theories that people are saying how Ayanokoji probably is paranoid and he's just probably thinking things too much. Who really knows? It's a very interesting discussion to talk about because anything can happen. Like, anything could be made because of this whole discussion that they had. Maybe there are things that could happen between Ayanokoji and Nanase, because if there's one thing I learned from Clash of the Elite, even in second year, is to expect the unexpected. This series could go anywhere, and I'm really looking forward as to what's to happen next. So yeah, that's pretty much the entire video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time.